Okay, page 10 of Sets of Probability. There are 25 students in the class, 17 study French, 12 study Malay, and 10 study both languages. Show this information on a Venn diagram. Find the number of students who study French only, study Malay or French or both, etc. Okay, so I'm going to first draw a blank Venn diagram, which has a rectangle to include everybody that's in the universe, and then it has two circles to signify each group. And in this case, one of the groups is called French, and the other group is called Malay. And we know that 17 study French, 12 study Malay, and 10 study both languages. A lot of you guys are going to immediately write down 17 and 12 here, but you should not do that, because if you put a number here in the bitten apple part of the picture, that means that there's 12 people here, and it does not include the people here. So I'm going to give you some valuable advice for this. What you do is you mark either in parentheses next to the F that there's 17 total in the F circle, and you mark that there's 12 total in the M circle. But I do something different. I draw like a bracket. And this is like, if you do the parentheses notation, that's actually math notation. So, you know, if you do that, if you're going to do future math classes, maybe that's a good idea. This thing with the brackets, something I do because it's more obvious that this corresponds to this circle and this corresponds to this circle. You see? So in the bracket, I put down how many people are in the circle. So 17 and 12. And the bracket makes it look more obvious that, do you see how they're overlapping, and part of the 17 and part of the 12 are shared? So that's why I do that, okay? And then the other detail that we haven't written down is that 10 study both languages. Now, sometimes they don't give you the both number. And remember, the both number goes here because the people that do French and Malay are going to be in the fish part of the diagram, this part that looks like the fish. And then now that we know that the middle part has 10, we can do some pretty easy subtraction to figure out that in this bitten part of the apple part is going to be 17 minus 10, so it's going to be 7. And then this bitten part of the apple of M is going to be 12 minus 10, which is 2. Okay, so now I have 7 and 10 satisfy the fact that 17 are taking French. 10 plus 2 satisfy the fact that 12 are taking Malay, right? And there's 10 in the middle, like they said also. There's 25 students in the class. Is there anybody that is not included here? Let's see, 7 plus 10 plus 2, that's 19. So actually, if there's 25 total in the universe, that means that there's several people that are not taking either French or Malay. So that would be 25 minus 19, right? So that'd be 6 outside, and you write that here. So now I'm going to check my work. I'm going to add 7 plus 10 plus 2, that's 19, plus 6, that's 25. So that gives me the total of 25. All right, now I'm ready to answer their questions. Find the number of students who study French only. That would be 7, because 17 study French and sometimes study Malay, but the students that only study French and not Malay, there's 7, right? B, study Malay or French or both. So Malay or French or both, that would be 7 plus 10 plus 2, that would be 19. Study neither subject, that would be the 6 people outside. Do not study both subjects. Do not study both subjects. So if I study both subjects, that would be 10. Do not study both subjects, that would be all the people minus 10. So that would be 15, right? Okay. Number 3. Of the 32, let me draw my Venn diagram first, okay? Circle. circle. So universe, I got the violin set and I have the piano set. There are 32 students in the class, so that's in the universe. 18 play violin, so that would be 18 in this circle. 16 play the piano, so that would be 16 in this circle. 7 play neither, so they're telling us how many people are out here actually, okay? Find the number of students who play the piano but not the violin, etc. Okay, so first let's figure out how many people go in the middle, all right? That's the tricky part, especially in this case, they didn't tell us how many people are in the middle. So the way you do it, this is something I learned from a student in my first IB cohort. I always solved this using algebra. I had a student who told me a way to do this without any algebra. So let me tell you how to do that. Basically, the reason why this is difficult is of these 32 people, the people inside this fish area are double counted because they play both violin and piano, right? So because they're double counted, I can easily figure out how many people are in the fish by adding up the numbers I have. So 18 plus 16 plus 7. If I add up all those numbers, 18 plus 16 plus 7, I get, let's see, that would be 34 plus 7, which is 41. 41 people when I add up 18 plus 16 plus 7. But I'm double counting people in the fish. And if I compare 41 to 32, I can see that there's actually 9 people extra that don't even exist. Those 9 people are the double counted people in the fish. So what you do is you add up the number in the first set, the number in the second set, and you add up the number of people outside. When you add all those up and compare it to the universe total, you'll see that there's extra people, and those extra people are these people here. So the difference in the total of these 3 numbers compared to the total of the universe is the number of people in the middle, the inside the fish. Okay? So now let's complete the problem. If we know that the middle has 9, then it makes it much easier to figure out that this number is 18 minus 9. So this would be 9. And this number here would be 16 minus 9, which is 7. So now we can answer their questions, right? Okay, so find the number of students who play the violin but not the piano. So violin would be everybody in the circle, but 9 of them play piano. So the ones that don't play piano also is 9. B, do not play the violin. Well, the number of students who play the violin, 18. 18. So if I subtract 18 from the total of 32, then I end up with 14, right? I can also get that number by adding up these two 7s. Play the piano, but not the violin. So piano, but not the violin. These 9 play the violin also. These 7 don't, so it must be 7. Play the piano or the violin, but not both. So 9, these 9, or these 7, but not these 9. So that would be 16. Okay? All right, now let's go to number 5. There are 25 girls in a PE group. 13 have taken aerobics before, and 17 have taken gymnastics. One girl has done neither before. Find the number of girls who have taken both activities, etc. So let me draw, again, the Venn diagram. And the two groups are called aerobics. And in the aerobics circle, there are 13, and 17 have taken gymnastics. In the gymnastics group, there are 17. And who takes neither, it's 1. And there are 25 total in the universe, so I put 25 next to U. And so now I know that if there's 25 in the universe and there's 1 out here, that means there's 24 in this whole group here. So I'm going to draw a big bracket to show that the whole snowman here has 24 in it. Now I'm going to compare 13 plus 17 with 24. Okay, so 13 plus 17 is equal to 30, right? And 24 is 6 less than 30. So there's 6 extra being counted because this overlapped area has 6 in it. So I'm going to put 6 here in the overlapped area. And then that allows me to figure out that this is 7. And allows me to figure out that this is 11. So now I can check my work. I can add 7 and 6 and 11. That gives me 13 plus 11, 24. And that is 24, which is the number of students who have taken either aerobics or gymnastics, right? Because everybody except for this one girl of this one student, have taken one or the other. Okay, so 25 minus 1 is 24. Okay, another way of doing it is I could have added up 13, 17, and 1. That would have given me 31, and then I could have compared it to 25. There's 6 extra also. Okay, either way you get 6 extra. So how many students have taken both activities? That would be 6. Have taken gymnastics but not aerobics. So gymnastics but not aerobics would be 11. And have taken at least one of the activities would be 7 plus 11 and 6. Because 6 they've taken both. That's at least one. Would include all these 3. So we know that those add up to 24 already. And that's it for this page.